We've decided to take some of our favourite cars that we've modified over the years on some epic road trips to see some different places around Australia, to check out the driving roads and meet some people like us who also love their modified cars.
And in this episode, we are heading to the best state in Australia.
We're heading to Western Australia?
No, New South Wales, mate. The first state, it's our home state, and we're taking two of the most historically significant cars in the entire MCM fleet.
Including my Nissan 180SX and
my blue two-door WRX STI.
When the two of us met many years ago, Marty was driving a turbocharged all-wheel drive Subaru. Meanwhile, I was in a Nissan 180SX. These are a couple of our favourite cars, so we can't wait to get on the road in our home state of New South Wales.
Welcome to another episode of On the Road, proudly supported by our friends at Shannons Insurance. This is a little mini-series we've been doing where we actually get out on the road in some of the cars that we have been modifying over the years. And in this episode, this is a special one because I'm taking probably my favourite Nissan of all time, and you will soon learn why that there is far superior to that there.
You'll also learn that the two-door WRX STI can actually do everything the 180SX can do, but better.
Well, this episode we're going to find out because we've got some epic driving roads. We're meeting some epic people that also love 180s almost as much as I do. Plus, Martin, we're going to be heading to a few proving grounds where we're actually going to be able to put these cars through their paces to see which one is the most superior. And, of course, thanks to Shannons, we have correctly listed all of our modifications on our policies, which means we are fully, comprehensively covered. You ready to hit the road, mate?
Let's go. Where are we going?
We got Bellsliner Road, a beautiful driving road out of Sydney.
Let's go.
And then, Martin, we're heading to Bathurst.
Let's go.
One of the most iconic racing destinations in this land. Come with us. This is going to be great.
While both of these cars came out of Japan during the 1990s, the kind of customers that bought them couldn't have been more different. The 180SX came out manual and turbocharged and gave an affordable sports car experience with its rear-wheel drive. Meanwhile, the WRX had confidence-inspiring grip with all-wheel drive, making it a favourite for automotive adventurers. And for a short period of time, a version of the WRX was even used as a police car here in Australia. So it is possible that back in the day that the police driving a WRX were defecting someone in a 180SX. So yes, there is some rivalry.
It is so good to be behind the wheel of this 180SX again, and it's a nostalgic feeling for me because I imported my first car from Japan, and that was a black Nissan 180SX. My first turbocharged car, and I absolutely loved it. So after a bunch of time's gone past and a bit more experience, I found this one and we fully restored it and made it the kind of car I always wanted when I was a kid. And now that I'm actually behind the wheel of it and I know I've got a couple of days on the road, I'm so excited. It feels tight, it feels excellent. We got a new clutch in there now and it just sounds amazing. I know the GTR is the icon. I know it's the god of all of the Japanese Nissans, but this here to me, this is the real winner. The 180SX and S chassis.
But it's not, is it? And I'll tell you why. Subaru during this period of time was iconic. It wasn't just their rally-bred performance, it wasn't the boxer engine and the all-wheel drive grip. There was something really special going on that's hard to pinpoint until you've driven one. And the fact that this is a two-door makes it even more special. Plus, I've modified this one with a big block 2.5 litre engine out of a 2018 model, giving it even more power. And yes, in this video, I will demonstrate its superiority over the Nissan.
We're heading out of Greater Sydney and we're heading northwest. Now down the east coast of Australia, you've got the Great Dividing Range, which is a massive row of kind of mountains and hills. And the only way to get through there is to go directly west of the city down the Great Western Highway, or you can go northwest, which is where we're going, up Bellsliner Road. It's one of my favourite twisty driving roads in New South Wales, and that's where we're heading right now.
There's amazing farmland up here. Famous for its apples, famous for apple cider, famous for pies, and just an incredible driving road. People come from all over Australia to drive this one, and it is literally right on our doorstep.
What a mad view. Look at that straight out the front, so good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
How's your 180 going, mate, so far?
I'm absolutely loving it, mate. It's so cool to be in a car again. It's a time machine, and it just takes me back to being 25 years old again.
Yeah, the Rexy has a similar thing for me. It's just got that real Subaru vibe. For better or worse, they all kind of drive the same, feel the same, sound the same, but I love it. I feel so comfortable in it and like so sure of how it handles and how it works.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like eating your favourite pie, isn't it? You know exactly what you're going to get. You know exactly what it's going to taste like, and that's what this car feels like for me.
Except now you've talked about pies and now I'm hungry, so now we have to stop.
Oh, dude, Belsliner Road, there'll be pie shops all the way along here. And I think there's one about 5 or 10 minutes up the road called the Grumpy Baker, so we'll pull in there and see what they got.
Yeah, we just crossed into Bilpin, which is where all the apple farms are, man, and all the orchards.
Well, this place has a bit of history with us because this is where we dragged out the Subaru Brumby, which got fully restored.
Correct, just up here on the right. All right, mate, I'll see you as we stop for a pie. I'm keen as.
Sounds good, mate.
The reason we decided to do these road trips was not just to go out and get a pie. We wanted to celebrate some of the cars that we've modified since we started this channel back in 2008. And these two cars really are the unsung heroes of our fleet. We are really enjoying being on the road in these affordable Japanese icons. And when I say affordable, the word icon means that now they cost more than when they were brand new. So I guess affordable is a subjective term.
Well, we've arrived in Bilpin. This is the Grumpy Baker. And we are going to go and smash a pie so we can be well fueled for the twisties.
Absolutely, let's go.
Wonder if they'll have camel pie here, Martin.
Hope so.
Bilpin is a small town on Belsliner Road that is famous for its apples. They're also known for their small roadside eateries that you can get some pretty good apple cider around here at as well. But today, it's all about pies. Lots of pies.
What? You got so many?
I got one of everything.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. But now I don't know which one to start with.
Spoiled for choice. See, this is New South Wales. You are spoiled for choice everywhere you go. There's so much good stuff. At least that's my theory.
Which one should I eat?
Yeah, that's the Hungarian goulash one, man, with the red paprika on it.
Oh, so excited.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Ah.
You're doing the tomato chaser,
Uh-huh.
the Toyota chaser. Unsurprisingly, New South Wales, top shelf.
This is better than the pie we had in Victoria, isn't it? Like, substantially. Just saying.
That's one of the best pies I've ever had.
It's amazing.
Now that we've fueled up on some pies, probably the most important road trip snack, let me give you a little bit more information about this Nissan and why I love it so much.
The Nissan 180SX is an iconic sports car that was made in Japan between 1989 and 1998. And originally they came out with the CA 1.8 litre engine, but these were upgraded in 1991 with the SR20 DET. Now, why is it that people love these cars so much? Well, there's a few reasons. 2 litre, turbocharged, 5-speed manual, rear-wheel drive, and 2-door. Now, all of those are already the ingredients for a really fun sports car. But when you add that to a whole package that weighs only 1,200 kilograms, you have got a car that is absolutely loads of fun. In Japan, of course, these are synonymous with drifting, and there's a bunch of different variations that people have made. There's 1Vias, there's Sil 80s, and of course there's the classic S13 Silvias and 180SXs. But it's not just the motorsport and the drifting that's made these famous, it's also their appearance in mainstream cultural icons like Initial D. All of the cars that have appeared in that series have become absolute gods for people that love Japanese cars, and this is no exception. Now, back in the day when I had one when I was about 25 years old, these would cost somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000. Now, you'd be looking at somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000. Yes, they are going up. So it is more important than ever, if you've got an iconic Japanese sports car, to make sure you have got the proper coverage, particularly if you've got a few tasty mods like I do with mine.
WRX stands for World Rally Experimental, and it's hard to express just how transformative this car was back in the early 90s. We got them in Australia in around 1994, and yes, there were Liberties and Legacies before that that were doing really well in rally, but WRX is what changed all of it. And rally is one of those sports that you go, okay, it's not F1, it's not touring cars, it's not NASCAR, it's not on roads, it's everywhere, and the car has to have this all-round performance, which is what these are famous for. You got symmetrical all-wheel drive, you got the EJ20, which is turbocharged 2-litre engine, and while it wasn't a massive powerhouse, it was a combination of the low center of gravity and the all-wheel drive and the grip and the fact that the car still handled and turned so well, which is why it was so successful. Its nearest rival would probably be a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. Different thing, in some ways a sharper car than this, but the all-roundness and the fun factor, it meant these things were hugely popular, not only in Australia, but in the North American market, in Europe, and especially, of course, in Japan, where all these cars were made. This car is specifically a two-door STI. Now, Australia only got 400 of these. 399 of them actually made it to the country. These often do get confused for the famous 22B, which is kind of the same platform but pumped guards and a 2.2 litre engine. I have driven both, and arguably it's got the same essence and the same DNA, and I really love the two-door coupe shape. Subarus have always been really special to me. I had Geminis as my first couple of cars, but my first proper modern car was a Subaru, and since then I've had more than I can count. I really enjoy the fun factor, I enjoy working on them, and I think even though they cop a bit of flack for being fragile, I think if you know what to do, you know the recipe of what to put in the car to make it strong and reliable, you can have an awesome car. And this one is a culmination of everything I've learned over that time. A 2.5 litre engine out of a 2018 STI, but I put a twin scroll turbo on it to keep it as responsive as possible. It only makes 200 kilowatts, which actually is arguably enough in a car like this made for the street. I've also got the driveline from a later STI, so I've got the adjustable diff, the bigger hubs, the bigger brakes, and I absolutely think this is the perfect way to do an STI.
We're making our way over the mountains towards Lithgow, and the roads just keep getting better. What a treat to be out here for a few days in these awesome cars. And one of my favourite things about driving a WRX is that it's not just about performance. Even if the weather turns bad, these Subarus are amazingly capable in all conditions.
I don't know if you can see that, but it's snowing. So awesome. It's just gone June. It's only been winter for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. And it's snowing. Awesome. I'm smiling because it doesn't happen that much. Australia is very flat and very hot, and there's not that many places where it snows. Remember that Great Dividing Range I was talking about before? Kind of the top of that, not much else. This is great. I don't mean the best car when it's snowing. All-wheel drive all the way. So good. Turbo's loving it too. Let's just loves it. Yes. Slow down, drive carefully, ice conditions. Okay, fair enough.
After making our way successfully through the shortest snowstorm in Australian history, we're headed north of Bathurst to go and meet someone who's got a few cars that I'm pretty sure Marty and I will both approve of. We're meeting up with Aidan, a car enthusiast that has an incredible security feature on his farm. Our cars can't actually get up his 2-kilometre driveway to get to the shed, so we're going to need to jump into his Ranger. It suddenly occurred to me that if we can't get in, how does he get his cars out? Well, he's got to throw them on a trailer, bring them down to the road, and then he can unload them and take them to wherever he's got to go.
Aidan, what an awesome shed.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Now, I see a Honda engine and a Mazda. I see a Series 8 RX-7. We'll get back to that because what I'm really excited about is I'm seeing Nugget Nissans. Tell me about these.
I started with the white one here. I bought that not far out of my P-plates in 2007. It's evolved a lot. It started off as my daily driver. I did a lot of Ks in it, had a lot of fun. Slowly evolved into more and more of a race car. Started doing hill climbs in it and super sprints, and then I've done Oz Time Attack and other bigger events. But
how much power does this one make?
350 kilowatt at the wheels.
350? How do you make that much power? Like, is that ethanol, a big turbo? Like,
build it strong and pump boost into it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's on E85.
It turns out we've met Aidan before. He came to a Mighty Car Mods Dyno Day almost 15 years ago back in 2011 and took out the overall winner of power with 292 kilowatts.
And what about these nuggets over here? These look like you've literally dragged them out of a barn somehow. Tell me about this one over here.
Everyone in Bathurst sort of got to know me as the S13 guy. I helped a lot of people when they bought them and got into them, and I was still into them when they got out of them, so I managed to score them off them.
And another nugget down here.
Yeah, this one I grabbed pretty cheap just before COVID.
Did I spy a CA in the front of this?
You did indeed. It's out of an XR.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a Datsun 1000 from 1967. I bought the car with a CA in it, but it's changed a lot over the last few years. This has been my favourite car since playing Gran Turismo 2 when I was 15 years old. I used to sneak out of school so that I could go home at lunchtime and I could drive my blue Series 8 RX-7 in Gran Turismo 2. I've always wanted one. I nearly got one there a few years ago and didn't quite make it. And then I watched Turbos and Temples 3.
Oh, really?
And I thought, you bastard, you're living my dream. So I had to get one, and that's what pushed me over the edge.
I have to say, yours is a little shinier and the condition is better, so I think you might have actually done better than I did, but it's still awesome that it came from Japan. And I mean, being a Nissan guy, Mazdas though, what is it? What's the secret sauce?
My first car ever was a Mazda 1300, 1974 model when I was, I think, 12, and I used to do motor cars with the Bathurst Light Car Club. So I've always had a little bit of a thing for Mazdas. I bought a brand new Mazda 3 when I was 18. I got carried away with Nissans for a lot of years, but my heart was always with one of these. Had to be an innocent blue mica Series 8.
And you're a mechanic originally too?
Mechanic by trade, yes.
Okay, so you do all this stuff yourself?
I do all the work 100% by myself. So the 180's on laid up cover. It was fully insured with Shannons for a long time. The RX-7 is on full cover. I leave it in town most of the time, and I use every excuse I can to drive it. Yeah, and it's fully insured through Shannons. I've been with Shannons for more than 20 years.
Man, it was so good to meet you. Thank you very
appreciate
much. I'm glad that you're cruising around in one of these. I get it. They're not, for tall guys, they're not the most comfy thing. Everyone says the same thing.
Yep.
But it is a beautiful car, and these are awesome as well, man. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Sick.
Appreciate it.
Aidan kindly threw some sausages on the barbie for us for lunch, and then we are back on the road. Seriously, how good is this? We're road tripping, we're meeting other people that love cars as much as we do, and really just trying to take it all in, but there are so many cars being tinkered on in little sheds all over the country, and some sheds that are not so little. We're now heading down to Bathurst to meet up with a couple of blokes that have been working on an R33 GTR. And because we've just finished a massive multi-year R32 GTR restoration, we're keen to go and meet Rick and Danny and see where they're up to with their project.
Hey Rick, how you doing?
Good. How you going?
Awesome.
How you going, man?
Thanks so much for having us down.
Not a
Now
problem.
this has no engine in it.
No, not at the moment.
So I got a few questions already.
Yeah, go.
First of all though, R33,
R33.
GTR, tell me a little bit about it.
Was driving home one night and had a bit of a bottom end fail. As you know, Nissans and their oil pump issues. So decided to build an engine, built an engine for it. Had a problem with that, rebuilt it again, and then had a final moment and melted the side of a piston because of an injector fail at a track day. So now I'm back building an engine again.
Is this your first Skyline or you've had a few?
No, I've had a few. So first Skyline I ever owned was an R32 GDST.
Yep.
Then sold that, ended up with a couple of R31s. Sold them, got an R32 GDR. Then sold that, then had a bit of a break, I had Commodores and stuff in between. But to be honest with you, it all started like back with my dad, playing with cars in the garage and stuff, and then, buying VLs and Skylines and stuff. You always want to modify, and you never keep anything stock when you're a car person.
That's awesome, mate. Just doing it by getting on the tools.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
great.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you guys did back in the day.
Yeah.
How we all do it, and it starts with the stereo and.
It's funny, isn't it, though? Because your first mods, you want it to sound good.
Yes.
But the last mods you're doing it because it sounds bad.
Yeah, now it does, yeah. So hopefully we can make it sound good again. This is fully insured with Shannons. And it's been covered since day dot, since I've owned it for the 2 years. They've been great, and every time I've done modification on it, I've just rang them, told them, and they've just upped the value of it. Luckily, I haven't had to make a claim with them, because pretty sure it'd be hard to find bits and pieces, guards and stuff with this thing.
There is definitely a GTR tax out there, and every
yes.
single thing you need
yes.
costs probably 10 times as much as it should. This is really cool, man, and I wish you
Thank
all
you.
the best of luck
Thank you.
getting it back together again.
Yeah, I will hopefully get it back on the road in the next couple of weeks. That's the plan anyway.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. You got to keep us posted.
Oh, 100%. I'll keep you guys in the loop.
How good was that, Marty? Just checking out mad cars and meeting new people in new places.
I love it, dude. Like we're
quite a long way from home here, but there's still people like rocking their mad cars and
I love it working on it in the garage, full OG Mighty Car Mod style.
It's universal, man. Like, people just love cars. They love fixing stuff.
Do you know what my favourite thing about meeting those guys was as well?
What's that, mate?
He mentioned two things. One, he said, I learnt this doing it with my dad. And two, I hang out with my brother fixing the car. Like, how cool with your family, just hanging out, spending time, like having a mutual project. I think that's great. Like, good on him.
Absolutely, mate. That is what it's all about. Next up, we're heading to Mount Panorama in Bathurst to check out the National Motor Racing Museum.
The National Motor Racing Museum celebrates Australian motorsport, and being where it's located, they've got a particular interest in their hometown circuit, Mount Panorama in Bathurst. We have heard so much about this place, but we've never been here, so we're super excited for our first visit.
This is the National Motor Racing Museum. In here we talk about a whole range of different things. It's not just about touring cars. Even if you weren't in a petrolhead family, everyone stops and watches the race in October, and those cars are in here.
There is so much cool stuff in here, but no Subaru. I haven't seen a Subaru yet.
Yeah, look, there's not been a huge amount of Subaru action on track.
How many Nissans do you have in here?
Look, we've got probably more Nissans with a motorsport pedigree than you'd see outside of Japan right now.
Did you have something to say about Subarus, or are you just going
Where
with it?
are the Subarus?
I think they're actually all still running in rallies. I can't take sides, like, you know, I've got to be
That'll
careful
be
here.
unprofessional.
Oh, see, this is cool. Look at this.
It was just before the V8 muscle cars arrived. In fact, 1966, the Mini came in the first 9 positions of the Bathurst 500. So
I'm seeing Nissans, I'm seeing R31s, I'm seeing R32s, there's an R35 down there.
and it is the full set of Nissan in Australian motorsport. So DR30 all the way through to the supercar.
This is the actual car. These two, right?
Yeah, so
like
these
the
are
actual
the
GTRs.
2 Bathurst winning GTRs.
No way.
So the first Japanese cars to win the Bathurst 1000 are these 2 cars. The V8 Holden versus Ford crew. They weren't really happy, but now these things are eye content. Everyone loves them. Enough time has passed, and yeah, it's really so special to have them
Wasn't
here.
that after they put like hundreds of kilos of extra weight in to
Yeah.
try and make them slower?
So in 91, that car won pole position and it won outright. In 92, they had
sandbagged it.
Yeah,
They sandbagged
absolutely.
it.
And they were still fastest.
How much do you reckon these cars are worth approximately?
At least $10+ million just sitting here with these 2 cars.
Thank you so much.
Nah, no
So
worries.
interesting.
Thank you so much,
If
guys.
you do want a 2-door Subaru WRX as featured on Mighty Car Mods, I can get you one down here because it'll probably be broken anyway. We could have it here sitting for a couple of years if you'd like.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what, Martin? Mighty Car Mods fans would come here to see some of our cars. Mostly mine, but mine work. But we could get one of yours down here.
While we're here, we have to do a lap of Mount Panorama. It's a public road, and you're allowed to drive it, but the normal road rules apply, and the speed limits.
So, mate, look, the weather is not great, but we have made it to Mount Panorama in Bathurst.
Absolutely, mate. Iconic, isn't it? This is the one. Every race driver I ever speak to in Australia, I say, what's your favourite circuit? And they always say Bathurst.
And this corner here is just a sea of green. Look at this, Shannons green. How good is it?
It's great. And this is my favourite part of the track too, like leading up the hill here. This is like by far the most fun, I reckon.
A few years ago, Marty and I came here in my Lotus Exige. It was modified, had an upgraded supercharger, and a really nice setup. We got to hit this track at proper full stick, and I gotta say, the top end is actually pretty scary because the track dips down and around a corner and you just can't see where it goes.
Absolutely, but the cool thing is you can just come and drive here. Like it's a 60k an hour limit, but you can come and do as many laps as you want. It is a public road that's been here for nearly 90 years.
Yes, I think they built it originally in 1938 as kind of a scenic road. Now it's a 6.2 kilometre long racetrack, 23 turns, and obviously home to the annual Bathurst race, which is probably one of the most famous races on the Australian calendar, the Bathurst 1000.
How many 180SXs have won Bathurst?
A number of Nissans have won, mate. Obviously 91, 92, Nissan won until everybody got angry and had to try and sandbag us and then make their V8s faster. How many Subarus have won it?
You didn't actually answer my question though.
Dude, heaps of Nissans have won it. How many Subarus have won it?
You answer my question first and then I'll answer yours. Yeah, so how many 180SXs have won Bathurst?
Nissan's won heaps of times, man.
Yeah, righto. Good one. How's your 180 going in the rain anyway?
Mate, my grip is actually surprisingly excellent.
You do have all-season tyres on that thing. I don't. My tyres are a little bit more for dry grip, so it's interesting, but also fun. This bit through here, this is the famous part, isn't it?
Yeah, this bit here is pretty crazy. I think this is where Chaz Mostert had his off. I know it's really wet now, but hopefully at some stage throughout this trip, we can make our way to a private course somewhere where I can let it rip in the 180SX.
I'm keen, man. I mean, I brought the right car for a bit of everything. That's kind of the whole purpose of this vehicle.
I remember coming down this straight in the Lotus, dude, full stick. It was so full on.
How good's this?
Well, it's about to get even better because word has got out that we're in town and a bunch of locals are braving the rain to come down to meet us and show us their cars.
It's so good to see your face. How's your mom and are you okay?
This is what I love about modified cars. It's an instant friend kit. Just add water. Literally.
In the dark, if you're alone, I'll bring burning tires. Grab the wheel, put your seatbelt on, and we'll set the night on fire.
What's amazing is that it doesn't matter where you go, the passion for modified cars is strong. And while everybody may not agree or understand why each other modifies cars the way they do, there's a certain level of respect and understanding there. Well, except for Marty Subaru, because tomorrow we're heading to a racetrack and I'm planning on teaching him a good old lesson on the nature of Nissan performance.
Well, mate, it is a brand new day in Bathurst, but it's not any sunnier, and it's currently about 4 degrees.
You know what is excellent about overcast days though?
Nope.
Fishing, my friend.
What I'm most excited about today is that we're heading to One Raceway. Yes, we're going to be hitting the racetrack and finally finding out which one of these 90s Japanese icons is superior.
I don't think that's quite as exciting as catching a fish, but I'm with you on both.
We've got a couple of hours drive heading towards one of my favourite fishing spots, and then we'll be hitting the racetrack because I will defeat all Nissans, I always have, and I always will. Until then, there's nothing to do except drive these excellent roads, explore some little country towns, and fill up with any fuel we can find. Say g'day to any fans that spot us along the way, and just enjoy being in 2 amazing Japanese cars on a road trip with my mate.
Take the wheel, let's go, I'll follow you. Say my name, I'll do anything you wanna do. On the run, we're chasing headlights. The road destroyed, let's make some noise. We'll make the whole world hear us tonight. And I need you now, more than ever, more than ever. And I hear you now, more than ever, more than ever. We can hide our faces from light. When we run, we're chasing midnight. We feel the lows and we feel the highs, but everything will be alright. Let's pretend we own these highways, all the miles and risks that we take. We own the road and we own the sky. On the edge, we're so alive.
Eventually we found our way to Marty's magical fishing spot, which appears to be closed.
Oh, that's not good, Martin.
Road closed.
Road's closed.
Dude, this is Wangler Dam.
Is it?
Yep. The most interesting fact about this place that I have learned
Is that the road's closed?
is that it's 33,000 horsepower. 1,500 180SX's worth of power comes from this dam because they do hydroelectric, but it's actually built for irrigation because there's heaps of farms around here and it's massive, it's 80 metres deep, and it was built nearly 100 years ago. There you go.
Martin, that's all very, very interesting.
It is.
But the most pertinent part right now is this, because I believe we would like to head that way. And we are neither authorised, we are not keeping clear,
Do you know how
and we would like the road to be opened.
Do you know how I learnt all those facts?
On the internet?
I made a call.
What do you mean?
I'll hook you up.
How did you actually manage to get this open, Martin?
Water New South Wales, bunch of legends. I rang them and I said, can I come and drive across your dam because I've got a mad old 90s car and my friend's got an okay one.
Oh.
And can we drive across the dam? And they said yes, once.
Oh, so they gave us special permission.
Correct.
Great.
Let's do it.
Let's go. How cool is this, dude?
So awesome. Look at the water. It's so full. It's not like 90-something% capacity.
And so you're hoping to drop a line in from up here somewhere, or is that not a thing?
I don't think you can fish off the actual dam, but I have scoped out a mad spot just down the road a bit.
Amazing.
Dude, there'd be so many fish in here biting. I can smell them already. Fun fact, the reason people like putting their boats in lakes, do you know why?
Because boats float and lakes are made out of water.
Freshwater, mate. Less corrosion, no salt.
Cool.
Rhythm breaker.
Australia is the driest inhabited continent on the planet, and so water resources are extremely precious. A number of rivers and dams supply water for both drinking and farming in New South Wales, and the quality is amongst the best in the world and it's carefully managed. There have been some extreme droughts in recent times where restrictions are placed on everything from watering to washing your car. Right now, however, there's been plenty of rain, so the dams are near full, and if the dams are full of water, that means they're full of fish. Okay, it's time for the main event and the real reason you're here on the world's best fishing channel. Forget dropping some skids, let's drop in a line. I've been hunting the mysterious freshwater marlin for years, and I feel like today is gonna be the day.
Look at this, dude. Look at it.
That's amazing.
Look at it. Even got my fishing hat.
Wow. That's not a real fishing rod, is it?
Well, it fits in a WRX and it's the same colour, see?
But it's not a real one.
What do you mean it's not a real one? I'm holding it, it's real.
Yeah, but it's like a toy one.
I got a secret weapon though. That's a lure on there, right?
What sort of lure is that?
A lure. But guess what? You want to know a mad hack? You know how people use worms to fish with? Snakes. And if it doesn't work, you can eat it so you never go hungry. It's genius really when you think about it.
It doesn't work, man. All right, let's get this over and done with so we can actually go. You've never caught a fish in your life, dude.
I have. I've caught lots
You
of
haven't.
fishes. I
keep asking you for photo evidence. You never show me anything.
Well, today's the day. We'll get a photo of the evidence. And, you know, worst case, you're eating a worm thing. It's got to go as far off as we can for the deep water because fish are the hungriest when they're at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, mate. He honestly has no idea what he's talking about. He's been doing this fish charade for a very long time. My excitement level for fishing, 0. But look back over there. Look at those two cars. That's what excites me. And instead, we have to go through this fish charade.
You're not watching the fishing.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, no, I was pretty excited about the fishing.
3, 2, 1. Oh, hang on. Sorry. No, wait. That didn't
You've
work.
got to unlock the thing, dude.
No, I know, but it just didn't unlock properly.
No, there's a little
Dude,
dangle thing
don't
you have
tell
to
me. I know how to fish, all right? Just relax.
Well, you don't. And I don't want you to hook my ear or my ass as you fling that thing over.
I'm not going to. Big cast. Yes, we're on. Now, this is the best bit about fishing. We wait, but you've got to have your finger here, super sensitive. So if anything bites at it, you feel it. And now we just wait.
Okay, I will legit be in the car if you need me, man.
I got something. Oh, I didn't. I'm going to cast again. Give me another 3 or 4 hours, man. I'll have some fish. Yeah, that was a good cast. Dude, Subaru and fishing, what more do you need?
Friends would be handy. He's legit never caught a fish in his life. He carries around all this fishing apparatus like he knows what he's talking about. He has no idea. He's never caught a fish. He doesn't eat fish. I'm pretty sure he doesn't own a fishing rod. I have no idea where he bought that one from. He reckons that he's got a fishing license. He also reckons that he owns a boat. There is no evidence to any of those things whatsoever. He's literally just wasting my time, literally wasting the internet. Come on, mate, let's go!
Haven't got a fish yet.
I clearly just don't get the fishing thing, but the reason I came on this trip was not to watch my mate try and catch a fish, it was to absolutely chop his old WRX on a world-class racetrack. So that is exactly where I'm headed. And deep down, because he knows my car is faster, he'll probably start talking about his all-wheel drive system again.
Okay, so I might not be able to catch a fish, but guess what I can do that he can't? Drive on sand. That's right. All-wheel drive life, people. Cruising around on the sand, because I can. If I want to go on the beach, I can go on the freaking beach. If I want to go fishing, I can go fishing. I can do anything. Anything's possible. Ah!
Well, I'm sure you're as glad as me that that's over. All right, let's get back on the road. After a long drive through the beautiful countryside, we've almost arrived at our very exciting destination, One Raceway. Formerly known as Wakefield Park Raceway, it's a 2.35 kilometre raceway located near the country town of Goulburn, where I grew up on a goat farm. It was originally opened from 1994 and then shut in August 2022 due to noise complaints from the surrounding residents. After a period of time being closed and talk of selling off the land to turn into a housing development, Steve Shelley purchased the circuit in March 2023. He worked with the local community and council to reopen the track. After extensive renovations, including massive amounts of earthworks, helped out by a certain mate of mine who had a tip truck on hand and wanted to do his part, it's not only reopened, but has become a world-class bi-directional racetrack. Yes, that means you can run it in either direction. Now, it's worth noting, of course, that motorsport can be dangerous and often activities like this are excluded from your policy, so make sure you check with the PDS before you get involved in activities like this. Our cars will not be covered while we're here, so we've got to be as sensible as we can before we get back on the road and we're covered again for the drive back to Sydney. Alright, let's get into it because we are very excited.
And one of the exciting things about this track is that the spirit of it is really designed for everyone to be able to come and experience their cars. So it's a really safe track. You can see there's runoff all over the place, which means it's a great place to learn. It's a great place to bring your street car. And today, we've of course got the superior 180SX and the inferior Subaru two-door WRX STI. And we're just gonna have a little bit of fun. We're just gonna have a little play.
So keen.
And we're just gonna see what the outcome of this little smiley drive is, Martin.
Best place, and our insurance doesn't apply. We're at a racetrack, but that's okay. We're gonna have an excellent time here. Let's do it. So this, my friend, one raceway. It's all fresh. Like everything's fresh. All these massive mounds on the side here are like noise mitigation because there's no getting around it. Racetracks are noisy places.
It's also new and so flowing, isn't it? And the cool thing is you can see the whole track.
And what I like about this place is that you can have a really fast car, like a proper off its head race car, and it's challenging, but you don't have to. Like you can have something a bit more normal like what we're in, and you can still have a great time.
Expect them to in the brake market there, like, what's that for?
It's just a 180 sideways, not unusual in your mirrors.
I'm getting excited.
I can tell.
The sun's out. We got a whole track to ourselves. We got a couple of mad cars. This is great.
Yeah, it's actually turned into a beautiful afternoon after, being rained on for the last couple of days.
So how do you think the Rexy's going to go compared to this, honestly?
I think it's going to outgrip the 180 a little bit. I do have some pretty fancy tyres on compared to you. Power-wise, I reckon we're the same. I reckon you're a bit lighter. I think it'd be close, but I reckon the Rexy would have it just.
I'm really interested at some point to do a kind of a roll-on drag down the straight and just see what happens. All right, let's have a little roll and drag just to street limits, Martin, and then we'll put some helmets on and have a crack while this light's so good. 3, 2, 1, go. I got chopped so hard. Oh, how embarrassing. Well, Martin, it's been a fun couple of days, and it's now time to give these little cars the drive that they deserve on this incredible track.
Absolutely, mate. They've done so well road tripping as they have. Country roads, highways, like all of it. And then it's such a treat to come to a racetrack like this where it's like perfectly smooth and we get to really see what they can do.
Absolutely, mate. Now, worth mentioning, we are on a racetrack. There is no insurance. This is on us, but we're going to be good. All right, you ready, mate?
All right, here we go. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
He's got me already.
Yes.
He's got me already before we even get to the first turn. Far out.
Holding him up a little bit here, but look at the mid-corner all-wheel driveness of it. See you, mate.
And he's pulling away.
I do have to also, it's worth mentioning, I've got to get through 3 laps and I want my car to survive. That 180 does look good in the mirror though. Woohoo! This is great fun. How good.
What a beautiful track though. He's not getting any more distance, so maybe I get back to the old brake later situation. Oh, there comes the back. It is a 180SX after all.
This is something that WRXs do brilliantly. They're known for it, just a great track car. All drive grip, reasonably reliable if you set them up properly. Take a stock one and don't do the supporting mods. Maybe it won't survive. Hey, let's go. Woohoo! I mean, if I'm honest, It's a little bit power and a lot tyres, which is why this is happening. The person behind me that you don't really want to be racing against that often because his commitment level is just 10 out of 10.
Come on, you little nugget, let's go, let's go. For Nissan lovers everywhere, let's make it count.
So I have an absolute mechanical advantage here, but in terms of driving talent, maybe not so much, because he's really pushing his car.
I held on to it, I held on, only just. Go, go, go.
And my all drive doesn't really help me there.
Oh man, this is so fun though. And unlike his car, my car will be able to do this for longer before it explodes.
I'm actually not flat chat the entire time, because I kind of don't need to be.
Brake later, chip in, on the brakes. Here comes the back again. I'm hanging on. That is it, my friends. The Rexy has absolutely chopped me.
There we go, that's 3 laps.
That is an absolute chop.
That was great fun.
No doubt about it.
How good.
That's it. I got chopped hard. Well done.
Was that fun or what?
I got no brakes already.
Oh yeah.
You?
But to be fair, it's more set up for what we're doing right now. Sticky tyres, big brakes, all the stuff.
It was so fun though. It was so good.
Yeah.
I can do a skid though.
Yeah.
There we go. I can do that. That's something. He can't do that. He'll try though.
Yeah.
I guess every generation has their automotive heroes, the cars that helped redefine performance and enjoyment. But these days it feels like all of the attention is just on huge horsepower and supercar builds. But as far as we're concerned, these two Japanese nuggets are about as super as you can get, because there is not a single car anywhere else on the planet right now that would give us more enjoyment than this. So here's our love letter to Japan in the 1990s, the birthplace of the best cars ever created.
That was sick.
It's time to leave One Raceway and make our way back to Sydney via the scenic route. As always with these trips, the real heroes are not the cars, but the people that we meet along the way, who are as passionate about their cars as we are about ours. Being able to spend a few days on the road in these awesome cars has been a real treat for both of us, and something that we're definitely keen to do again, maybe even heading further afield to explore Western Australia. Respect though must go to these cars because it is well deserved. They've done a lot of kilometres, plus a track race and skid pan, and they're still going strong. So at the end of all of this, which one is better? Well, it feels like there's only one sensible way to work it out. When you've got a couple of JDM heroes like these, the sound is a huge aspect of the driving experience and enjoyment. So which one do you think sounds better? With each of us firmly believing that our own car sounded better, it's now time just to get back on the road and head back to Sydney, because there's a bunch of Mighty Car Mods fans waiting there to show us their cars.
Too many thoughts I'm sinking, staying up late I'm drinking. I try to sleep but I'm just too damn tired. Driving my mind to nowhere, racing it down, I don't care. I look like I'm okay, but I'm not alright. I never knew this could be so hard without you by my side. But I remember the sound of sneakers on the ground. We were running from the cops, we were running from ourselves. We were kings at the top, we were sleeping in the sun. All my fears and teenage dreams.
We've successfully made it all the way back to Sydney with both of our modified cars still fully working, and that in itself is cause for celebration.
On the windscreen, my heart beats increasing. I know I shouldn't drive, but I gotta stay alive while I'm stuck in the fight. Take another pill and sink it. One shot, blink, you'll miss it. I look like I'm alright, but I'm not okay. I never knew this would be so hard without you by my side. But I remember the sound of sneakers on the ground. We were running from the cops, we were running from ourselves. We were kings at the top, we were sleeping in the sun. All my fears and teenage dreams are drowned. I leave my sneakers on the ground.
That has been an epic couple of days exploring New South Wales, and we've only just scratched the surface. But a couple of days is all you need to know that the 180SX is the superior vehicle, isn't it, Martin?
And look where we ended up, back here with all these awesome cars, meeting some awesome owners. The STI was absolutely better on the road, better on the track, and even better in the snow.
Now, if you've got a car that's special to you, it might be something imported, it might be something modified, it could be a daily drive, or it could be something that's laid up and you want to get a quote, check out the Shannons website. They've also got a bunch of events coming up, so you can check out all of that information on the Shannons website. Martin, what is next for us?
Well, there's a couple of other states in Australia that wouldn't mind checking out. Maybe we'll come to your home state, you never know.
All right, people, thank you very much. And also, thanks to Shannons HQ in Sydney for letting us finish our journey here. Martin, I think it's time to head back to Super Garage.
Yep.
Possibly fix my diff.
Yeah, and mine probably after those
And
donuts.
then,
Yep.
Martin, we can finally get to work on our NSX.
Oh, and the Supra.
And the Supra. It's time.
Keen.
Thanks, everybody. See you next time.